Okay, so the CDC came out with new guidelines regarding masks this week, and they say now that vaccinated people do not have to wear masks indoors or outdoors.
Good.
So, in the state of Missouri, our governor put out a graphic that showed all the counties in Missouri that had lifted their mask mandates.
Except for one. Our county. Hello, this is Karen.
And this is Kevin. And this is Right From Us. Yeah, that's pretty much an embarrassment, isn't it? That our county is the only one in Missouri
I don't know if it's an embarrassment. I just think it's eye-opening. Like, we always suspected that we were surrounded by a bunch of liberals, and now it's confirmed.
Well, leftists.
Sorry.
Leftists.
Because those are two different categories now. I should specify that.
They did have a city council meeting and said they're going to lift the mandate on May 27th.
Which I don't know
the last
why.
day of school.
I don't know why it's not immediate, but
yeah, it's
whatever.
like why didn't they just say immediately?
What is up with all these arbitrary deadlines? Like, I think California is going out for another month.
Are they really?
Yes, they really are. I think they can take theirs off mid-June, and that's assuming something doesn't come up, and they're like gets all freak out and like, oh, forget it, we're going to go ahead and extend it.
Yeah, the big controversy now is that people that have that have not been vaccinated are supposed to wear masks. So people that have been vaccinated are saying, well, how are you going to prove that you...
We can't possibly go on the honor system. We can't do that.
Yeah.
Because people will lie. And they're right. People will lie.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to wear one. But...
well, we haven't worn one in forever.
Yeah. Yeah, we went grocery shopping last night in a small town to the south of us, and I'd say maybe 1 out of 10 people had masks on.
Oh, yeah. By far, the majority of people there were maskless, and it was wonderful, and it was like, oh, we're finally getting back to normal. This is fantastic. Well, then I went to our local Walmart today, just up the street from our house, and the majority of people were wearing them. I would say maybe 3% of the people in the store were not wearing masks. Everybody else were still masked up. So I was very disappointed. I mean, I feel like I'm living in a parallel universe here.
Yeah, well, do you think that people are just wanting to just not rock the boat? They're just wanting to follow the rules until, what is the 27th? Thursday or Friday of next week?
Probably, but this is why we're in the mess we're in, because too many people are just going along to get along. Instead of using common sense and pushing back and asking questions, they're just like, oh, just do it. Just do it. Well, this is the mess we find ourselves in with that kind of attitude. Yeah. At some point, you have to draw the line and say, I'm done going along with it. I'm done.
Yeah.
It no longer makes sense.
Yeah. Well, they're talking about the vaccine passports and how that is, some people are saying that's definitely coming. You have to prove, if you want to go into a business, you'll have to prove. And, New York has said that they're definitely going to do that, but Florida has outlawed that, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish more states would do the same thing as Florida, but, and I was reading an article today about how vaccine passports are going to further segregate people because, it's all about dividing people under the Biden administration. And this will further divide people and make non-vaccinated, non-vaccine passport carriers into second-class citizens. Now, what does that sound like? Does that ring a bell?
That is definitely
from past, from history.
Definitely one of the keys of Marxism is to divide people.
Absolutely.
And by classes or by races or whatever. So, in Missouri, the governor said that the state would not mandate vaccine passports, but the individual businesses would be allowed to do it. Which,
on one hand, he should say that. He should not say, I command businesses to do what I say.
Well, what about Florida? That's what Florida's doing.
Well, that's true.
And I think that's good.
Well, I mean, but is it though?
Well, I don't know, because I'm for individual rights and rights to run your business like you want to. But if you're doing something that's stepping on people's rights, then that's another story.
Right.
Don't you think?
I feel like I don't know if it's an all or nothing kind of situation, but then the left could also come back and say that same thing to us, like, okay, so you're okay when it's concerning a decision that you agree with, but you're not okay when it doesn't. So I kind of see that, really.
Yeah.
Maybe Governor Parsons actually had the better response, and that he's like, I'm not going to tell you guys what to do.
Yeah.
You're on your own. You do
Yeah.
what you want to do.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the better response.
It's great that way you'll know what businesses not to go to.
Right. Like, not to diss Target, but I can totally see Target being one of the businesses that require a vaccine passport.
Yeah.
And that's fine if that's
Yeah.
what they want to do. We just won't shop there.
Yeah.
And if it gets down to that, then we'll just buy everything online and have it delivered to our house. Because we're not getting
we're
vaccine
almost doing that
passports.
now.
Well,
the Amazon truck stops here every day.
well, what are you trying to say?
nothing at all.
He's not lying. It's true. But
have you seen the Amazon truck? It's not a post.
Actually, no, I have
It's not a postal truck. It's an Amazon truck.
It actually has Amazon on it?
No, it didn't say Amazon.
Oh.
It's just a plain white van.
How do you know it's Amazon?
Because the guy gets out of the van, and he's got an Amazon shirt on.
Oh. No, I'm never home during the day, so I don't see it.
The first couple times it happens, like, what is that van doing over there? And what's that guy doing? And it was the Amazon guy.
Yeah, that would be kind of weird. To
Yeah.
be like, okay, why is this weird van stopping in front of our house? But
yeah, definitely.
you're
this
right.
past
Our
year,
lives wouldn't change that much, I guess, if they initiated vaccine passports.
Yeah.
We still weren't going to go on a cruise. We don't go to concerts. We don't go to sporting events.
Yeah, won't be able to go to a concert or a sporting event. But we
I
don't go to
guess
those
our
anyway.
lives
So what
wouldn't
difference does
be
it make?
impacted that much anyway.
And really, this past year we've sort of figured out which businesses require masks and which ones don't, and we just go to the ones that don't.
Yeah.
And
But to be fair, I feel like more and more businesses, even in our city, is just, we walk in there without a mask. Like you said, you went into Menards today and they didn't
Menards used to be like the mask.
Yeah. And we ate at
Nazis.
Qdoba tonight, and they were kind of mask Nazis as well.
They used to be really
and they
strict.
were totally chill about it tonight, because we don't wear a mask unless we're being asked to put one on. We don't wear one. So, but when going back to how I say I don't really expect this to impact our lives, I kind of take that back in some respects, because I had a meeting at work. For those of you that don't know, I work in healthcare. I'm a medical assistant for neurosurgery. But we had a meeting the other day of all the medical assistants, and our manager said, hey, just a heads up, and I'm sure she probably said this for my benefit, because I think I'm one of the few people in our entire clinic that has not been vaccinated, quote unquote. She said, hey, just heads up, there's a rumor, nothing concrete, but there's just a rumor going around that they're going to mandate these vaccines in the fall, when everybody has to get their flu vaccination, because the flu vaccination is mandated. You have to get it every year, which was almost a deal breaker for me at first. But at that point in our lives, the kids were still young, living at home. I had to have a job for insurance reasons, because insurance for you as an independent business person was astronomical. So, are you getting bored with my story?
No.
Because he's heard this so many times, I think. Anyway, we're in a different position now than we were 10 years ago when I first started this job. And she said, it's just a rumor, nothing concrete, but I did hear it straight from our CEO's mouth. And also, new hires are being requested or being required to get the vaccine. So it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming
I think
for a fact.
For healthcare workers, it's going to... But for the general population, only just over 50% of the population has been vaccinated, and there's, I think, 35% of the people say that they will not get it. Period.
Yeah.
So, is the 35 enough for them?
I don't know.
To not.
I don't think it's
go
going
for
to be
vaccine,
enough.
the vaccine passports.
Since we have over 50%,
they're going to really reject people.
Oh, they might.
That great of a
I don't
percentage
know.
of the population.
But all of that to say is that, yes, mandatory vaccines will absolutely impact my life personally. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to find another job. But I think it's going to happen.
Hang on a second. Something.
It just has to catch up.
Yeah, okay. It had a little bit of a glitch there.
I think it's going to happen. Now, to what extent, I don't know, but I think it's going to happen on some level.
Yeah, I mean, well, you can just get a job that because you never wanted to be in healthcare in the first place.
No, I didn't actually. I kind of stumbled into this, and then I held on to it because
you can come work at my office.
It was a challenge, and then I held on to it because I really liked the people, and then I got really good at it. And no, I'm not ever working for you, Kevin. I would. We used to. That's how we met. We both worked at the bank, and we just don't. We're both.
She would not listen to me.
We're both very strong-headed, strong-willed, and pig-headed, and we just don't work well together. So no way am I working with you for sure. But to go back to the vaccine passports, I do think that's coming in some capacity. Don't you? And isn't that the mark of the beast?
I mean, it's to require some kind of a passport in order to buy food. Yes, that's
to buy essentials.
Sort of like we're heading that way in some ways.
Which, I mean, I do think that, and I think this is just the beginning. But then you brought up a good point, never thought about in the car tonight, how you said people thought the same thing about Social Security numbers.
I just wondered if whenever the Social Security was coming up, if that's what people thought. Because, I mean, you have to have your Social Security number to do anything.
Right, that's true, you do. Didn't that start with
But not Roosevelt? To go buy food, really. But to, like, get a credit card or anything else.
Well, to get married, to get a job, to... make money.
Yeah.
Did that start during Roosevelt years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he actually introduced a lot of these social programs, didn't he?
Yes.
Which in some respects are good, because you want to help people that need help.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, as with everything that government does, it just blew up and got worse, and now everybody just lives off of it, as opposed to helping them. It's a handout. It's not a help up. It's a handout, not a hand up, basically. It's what it was intended to be, first of all. And then speaking of that, I saw an article. It was a John Stossel article on stream.org. Stop calling it labor shortage. It's an incentive shortage. About all the job openings.
Incentive shortage?
Yeah. He says it's no secret that the U.S. businesses are struggling to find workers. Recent surveys have shown that small businesses are reporting record job openings. Many have described the phenomenon as a labor shortage. Walk outside. Labor shortage is the pervasive phenomenon, economist Lawrence Summers recently observed at a conference hosted by the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta. At first glance, calling what the U.S. is experiencing a labor shortage, as I recently did, makes perfect sense. After all, there are millions of job openings, which means there are not enough qualified job candidates to fill the market's employment demands. That's pretty close to a textbook definition of a labor shortage. It's wrong, however, and John Stossel recently pointed out why. America has a record 8.1 million job openings, Stossel noted at Reason. The media call it a labor shortage, but it's not a labor shortage, it's an incentive shortage. There's plenty of labor, Stossel correctly pointed out, but the juiced up unemployment benefits, which pay unemployed workers an additional $300 a week on top of their state unemployment benefits, have resulted in a perverse incentive.
Yeah,
so it's not a labor shortage.
There's a whole list of states that have rejected the federal unemployment.
What are we up to, like 9 now? States that have said they're going to stop the unemployment?
I think it's more like 21 or something like that.
Is it that many? Oh, good. That's awesome. But that's another factor for me in my personal life. It's like, if I'm going to get another job, now is the time to do it, because everybody's struggling, desperate for help.
If you had what would be your ideal job? What if you were to look for a job and you were looking for your ideal job? What would you look for?
What do you think my ideal job would be, based on what you know about me?
Probably like an editor or something like that.
I love that.
Yeah, 21 states have dropped the unemployment.
21 states, good. That's awesome.
This is dropping. Because I think in Missouri or someplace, was it Missouri? That's stopping at the end of the month.
Yeah, I think June 1st is when they're...
It's like, why wait? It's like, why do they always wait on these things?
Yeah,
just do it.
Well, but I kind of get that, because that's probably something to do with pay period, and, you being an accountant, you would understand
Missouri,
that.
Iowa, Mississippi, and Alaska drop the benefits on June 12th.
June 12th.
Indiana, Alabama, West Virginia, Idaho, North Dakota, Wyoming, June 19th.
Yeah.
Texas, Ohio, Georgia, Utah, Oklahoma, Arkansas, South Dakota, June 26th. Why are they waiting?
Kevin, I mean, as an accountant, doesn't it have something to do with like
no,
some kind of pay cycle?
I don't think so.
Some kind of record keeping cycle?
I don't think so.
I mean, why otherwise, why put a specific date on it? I mean, to me,
that's my question. Why?
No, but that's what I think. That kind of makes sense to me. That it
doesn't
has
make
to
any
do
sense
something.
to me. No, doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh,
okay, sorry, I
no.
interrupted you. You were talking about your
No, it's
dream
okay.
job.
Oh, my dream job, editing. Yeah, I think editing would be wonderful. If I could like get paid to read all day.
But then,
oh my gosh,
but then
that would be
you'd
awesome.
be under pressure. You'd say you have to get this
but
edited by.
I mean, you're
today.
under pressure in whatever job you have, so that's
but
fine.
it would make it not fun
It would
anymore.
be less enjoyable, but it would be amazing to get paid for something that I absolutely love to do. So I think that would be a good trade-off for me. I don't know. That would be my dream job. Maybe that's what I need to look for, some kind of editing job I can do from home. But the bottom line is I'm making a resume and, following a few steps to put myself out there. So I'm scared, though. I'm scared because it's scary to change. Because I mean, I could give in and get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and stay at my job because it's comfortable and I know what I'm doing and I've been there forever and I love the people I work with. But that's the easy route, right? I mean, what kind of hypocrite would I be if I'm over here? No, I'm never doing this one, and then I end up doing it just because I need to keep my job.
Yeah, well, here we are saying, why would you get a vaccine for a virus that's only got like a 0.03% death rate?
That honestly does not. I don't understand why people are so willing to compromise on something that's not deadly for most people.
That is just not generally known. That information is basically hidden from most people.
I disagree.
It's on the CDC website, but
no, I disagree. I think the majority of people know it, but they don't care because it was never about the It was never about the disease. It's always about, well, I don't want to not be able to shop somewhere, and I don't want to be able to not do this. So let's just do it.
I got to be able to go to a ball game, so I got to get vaccinated.
They just want to get a vaccine so they can get back to normal. That's the only reason why they're getting it. So they're not penalized. So they're not inconvenienced in your life.
Yeah, well, Fauci was saying this week that more than likely they'll have to have boosters every 6 months too.
See, and that's another thing too.
What?
Once you jump down that rabbit hole,
Yeah.
There's no escaping.
Right.
So, I mean, how maddening would it be for me to say, fine, whatever, I'll get the vaccine, thinking it's going to end there, and it doesn't. And I have to continue getting boosters. Oh, you can't continue to work here if you don't get a booster.
So in addition to your flu shot every year, you've got to get a COVID booster.
So suddenly, I'm getting like 3 or 4 vaccines a year.
Yeah, of who knows what.
Of who knows what. Yeah. With who knows what kind of long-term repercussions.
Did you ever find out, like what? You have to have the flu vaccine. Did you ever find out what company that is from or anything?
No, but to be honest, I haven't really looked into it that much because I don't know, the flu vaccine's like meh, whatever. That's never been a big deal to me, but I guess maybe it should have been because there again, I compromised and you were like one of the last people. I was one of the last ones. I fought it for as long as I could.
Karen
and then they finally said, if you do not get it, we will terminate your employment.
Yeah.
They said it to my face.
Yeah.
And at that time, again, we were in a different place in our time. We had to have insurance, blah, blah, blah.
You should have just said, okay.
But here's the thing. I'm in a unique situation with my job because I am not vested in this job at all. I didn't go to school for this job. It's not my career. I mean, I totally understand why healthcare workers would get this because nurses go to school, doctors go to school. I mean, it's their career, it's their life. This is what they've invested time and money into. Mm-hmm. So I totally get that. But I am not in that situation. I can walk away tomorrow and bye.
Yeah, you could go back to work at Bank of America. They announced that they're going to raise their starting salaries to $25 an hour.
That would be amazing. And here's the thing. I'll probably end up making more money wherever I go.
Probably.
Because
where you work is good, and they have great benefits, but
it's not as good as you think it is.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. But they have been good to me. They've been very good to me. Yeah. And I want to make that clear. I appreciate all that they've done for me, but I think perhaps it's time to rethink the situation. Anyway, so all that to say, with all this incentive shortage, labor shortage, this might be a good time to get out there and try to find something new. In fact, someone was telling me at work that they read that now is the perfect time to try for a job that they would never even give you a second glance at before, because now they're so desperate to get you in the door and working for them that they're willing to train you, as opposed to, nope, you don't have this degree, or nope, you don't have this experience. So,
well, if you're going to be an editor, you have the degree and you have some experience.
Well, I don't know about the experience part, but
done some manuals and things for companies that you've worked for. So
true. Hey, as a matter of fact, that gives me an idea for something for my portfolio. But anyway, I won't talk about that right now. Also, and what you pointed out to me, this article about the FDA vaccine hesitant people can't use antibody tests to improve.
Yeah, that was going to be one of our things we were going to bring up. If you were required to get the vaccine, what about having an antibody test?
Yeah, I was going to say,
instead?
well, can't I just get an antibody test, and then if I had the antibodies, because who knows, I may have had it.
Yeah,
who knows?
And the FDA came out this week and said, no, can't do that.
Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to be able to try to use that as a bargaining chip.
Yeah.
But
can you believe we're sitting here talking about masks and stupid things like that?
In America.
Yeah, it's just like unbelievable.
That we have to jump through hoops to live the life that we work hard to live. It's crazy.
Yep. I turned 59 and a half this week.
Yay. Is that significant?
Well, yeah, at the age of 59 and a half, you can have a distribution from your 401k plan or your IRA with no penalties.
But you have to pay taxes on it, though, don't you?
You have to pay taxes, but...
Is there ever a point in time you don't have to pay taxes? Like, is there an incentive to not take it now?
No, you'd always have to pay taxes. If you have a Roth IRA, you wouldn't have to pay taxes on it, but...
So why are you rubbing your hands like in a villain? Not without talking to me, you won't.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and that's another thing too. I'm so frustrated because I really have about 10 years of my working life left before I could comfortably retire.
Just think of
it's
it,
like, why does this have to happen now?
Just think of it as a new adventure.
I guess. I don't know. It's just scary. It's just scary to start over. And
starting a new job
learn
is pretty
something
scary.
new, and I don't know. It's just scary.
But I mean, it's pretty amazing. Karen had no healthcare experience or anything when she started.
Zero.
And she basically...
No medical experience,
I mean,
no
she
education,
runs this place up there now.
Nothing. I have to say I'm pretty good at my job. I'm just going to say. I am. I'm pretty good at what I do. And I'm definitely the one that's been there the longest. But, maybe it's just time to close this chapter and open a new one. And because, I've been kind of a hodgepodge person all my life. Like you've been great with your career in accounting. I've got experience in fast food management, experience in retail, experience in banking, now experience in healthcare. So I don't know if that makes me well-rounded or just...
You should go back to banking. $25 an hour?
Only if I don't have to sell, though. I don't want to sell things. It makes me very uncomfortable.
Banking is sales. That's...
Because I hate to throw something in someone's face. Because you know how sales are. It's just like, now if the opportunity presents itself, I have no problem with saying, hey, by the way, you might look into this. But just to cold sell it, I can never do that. Or like be a salesperson or a marketer or somebody like that. I just don't have that in me. It'd be like, you don't want it? Okay. I'm not gonna force you to listen to me. Anyway, so that's weighing very heavily on my mind right now. I'm doing a lot of thinking and planning, and I don't know. It just makes me sad. It just makes me sad that this is where we are right now, and I don't know. I was just hoping that I wouldn't have to think about this for at least another year, but here we are.
Yeah.
But
well, we're not there yet, and
yeah, but it's coming. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
How can you not ask your veteran employees to get the vaccine when they're making new hires get it?
Are they really making new hires?
Well, that's what my manager said. So I don't know. But anyway, Trump is being sued $22 million for calling COVID the China virus.
Who is suing him for that?
I
mean, it's just one thing after another. I mean, they're just bringing up all kinds of. I mean, it's everything to try to get President Trump.
Oh, I know. That poor man gets picked on all the time. A group of very angry Asian Americans claims that what they believe is a rise in violence against Asian Americans is all the fault of former President Donald Trump and is suing him for $22.9 million. The lawsuit filed by the Chinese Civil Rights Coalition not only wants damages for everything Trump said while he was president, but also for anything he said about what Trump has called the China virus since he left office.
Well, I mean, viruses have always been called, from where they originated, like the Spanish flu. And,
and that's what they said. Defendant has repeatedly used the terms such as China virus, Chinese virus, Wuhan virus, Kung flu virus.
And they've also confirmed that that's where it came from.
Right.
So it's like,
But they're saying that they believe that one of the reasons why they're like these hate crimes are being directed toward them because it started with President Trump calling the virus the Chinese virus, which made a lot of people mad and got them all riled up, which I feel like that doesn't take much anymore to make people just push people over the edge because they've been so stressed out this past year.
I just don't think that has anything to do with it. I just think that's lawlessness, basically,
Another excuse to be, I don't know.
Yeah, he's also got the Attorney General of New York wanting to file criminal charges, and they really have never come up with what the charges are. It's just, we'll think of something.
Yeah, I know. But there was another article I read that a poll of 83% of people Republicans would vote for Trump if he ran in 2024.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that also DeSantis has got some plans there too.
I think DeSantis has a much better chance of getting in there as opposed to Trump. I think Trump, God bless you, sir. You did great when you were in office, but I think that you would be hurting us more than helping us if he tried to run again. I really do.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Nope, I do. I think he would. Just because of so many people are just, they can't even just, I don't know. They have this obsession with this orange man bad thing. It's just.
Whatever the Republican candidate's going to be, it's just going to be the same thing. I mean, they were like that against George Bush. They were like that against.
I don't know.
George Bush.
I don't know. I just feel like there's this
irrational. Look how they treated Reagan.
Crazy. Trump.
That's just how the left is. They just.
I don't know. It's weird.
That's just how the left is.
Obsessed they were with that man.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So
anyway, Laura Ingraham was talking about the coming climate lockdowns. The climate change wackos saw how the air quality improved when everybody was locked down at home. So she was talking about how
of course
there's coming lockdowns for climate change, climate emergency. I mean, Biden has come out and said that we're under a climate emergency.
What exactly is the emergency?
Well, we're all going to die within 12 years.
Of what?
The climate's the Earth's going to burn up in 12 years, Karen.
So they're saying that it's going to get so hot that we burn up.
Essentially.
Because, I mean, have you noticed that they're not really specific when they talk about this stuff? Just like the science behind COVID and masks, no one ever cites any sources or studies or anything like that when they're like, follow the science. What science?
Yeah.
Show me what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have two things to say about that. Like last year was we had the coldest weather in 30 years. And then also...
Did you hear what you just said?
We had the coldest weather in 30 years.
In 30 years.
Yeah.
That's the key right there.
Yeah.
Is that it's happened before, and you know what? It'll probably happen again in another 30 years.
Yeah.
Because it's cyclical.
Yeah.
This climate change stuff.
Yeah. And then there was also this group that published a paper. They were criticizing people that were independently coming up with graphs and information that was contradicting the consensus of the scientists regarding the pandemic and all this stuff. and they were saying, well, these people, not the the accepted scientists were coming up with something that was different than what we said. So that was kind of funny. Did that make any sense?
And then
Sorry about that.
I'm sorry, honey.
But
no,
I mean, unless it's the accepted,
to be honest, I wasn't really listening.
unless it's the accepted, unless it's the accepted narrative, you can't come up with anything else based upon the data. You have to come up with their narrative.
Okay, so basically, again, you can't ask questions.
Yeah, you can't
ask questions in today's society.
You can't analyze something unless you come up with the same answers they do.
Right, exactly.
So
they don't want to hear it unless you...
And I guess my point is basically you're contradicting science is where you test something and, you challenge something and then
you come up with a theory, right?
Yeah, if you come up with
come up to prove the theory.
a different conclusion, then you look into it and see why.
Right.
What they're saying is, well, you can't come up with a different conclusion because our conclusion is the accepted conclusion.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. 100%. Yeah. And that's not just in science. I mean, that's basically in any topic that you try to talk to them about. If they just go berserk and it's like, but it's a question. It's just a question.
Yeah.
Why are you going crazy? It's just a
Right.
question. Okay, you can't answer the question. That's okay. That's okay. It's just weird the way they act. It's just weird. And
well, it's the totalitarian mindset, You will do it this way
or else.
or else. There's no other way. That's what the left wants is you will obey what we say.
You know, and it's so funny because on Twitter, because I like to watch Twitter, just some of the conversations that happen. And the people on the left, they're fully convinced that what we're talking about and how crazy the left is acting because they are acting that way is actually us. It's actually Republicans that are acting that way. And it's like, what? No, that's not at all. They have such a skewed concept of what conservatism is and what a Republican is and what we stand for. And it's like they accuse us of the very thing that they're saying. You know what I mean? It's weird how they deflect it off of them back to us. And it's like, wow, you know nothing about conservatism or Republican or anything like that. It's like that is exactly the opposite of what Republicans believe or stand for. Yeah. And I guess it's because the mainstream media is just pushing it down their throats.
That's what I was going to say. It's just that's all they've heard over and over and over,
Like, did I talk about this last week about Rachel Maddow and how she had to rewire her brain?
Yeah.
I can't get that out of my head because I think that's so indicative of how they think. They're so enclosed in this groupthink bubble that any kind of crack or light that comes in, they're truly bewildered. Like, what? Wait a minute. Everything I thought could potentially be wrong? It's just bizarre.
Well, I mean, for anybody, maybe we're the wrong.
Maybe we are.
Maybe we're the ones that are wrong.
Maybe we are. And that's one reason why I'd like to I know you're like, why are you still on Twitter? But that's one reason why I do it, because I don't want to get so enmeshed in
look at the
our way of thinking that I don't just bother to see
what the
yes. I want to see
alternative
all sides of the story, not just one side of the story.
Yeah. I just can't stand, Twitter, I don't know how you can stand it.
Well,
I can't stand
I actually
it.
made a comment on this one tweet that went viral, and I wish it hadn't.
Your tweet went viral?
Well, no, my response to a tweet went viral.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And did I talk about this last week?
No.
About how this black woman, she was a doctor. I talked about that.
Mm-mm.
Did I talk about that?
I don't think so. Of course, I never listen to what you say.
Oh, well. Touche. I mean, that's okay. Same. But that's all right. But how this woman doctor, she's a black woman, how she went shopping and how this white woman mistakenly thought she worked there and came up to her and was asking her, like, where so-and-so is. And she gave her this real cold look, and she's like, I don't work here. And she was talking about how she could have gone off on this woman about her mistakenly thinking that she worked there. Why? Because she's black. And I made the comment, I don't remember what it was verbatim, but something about, why would you go off on this woman? She was simply asking you a question. She made a mistake. I've had people come up to me and ask me if I worked there before or assumed I worked someplace before. It happens. Why would you immediately think that's what this woman thought? It's called being a human. It's called making a mistake. How about showing some kindness? I said, congrats on being a doctor, but how about you be a better human?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
people are so sensitive. It has nothing to do with the color of your skin.
Yeah, let's just stop being so sensitive about everything.
Do we have to pound that into people's heads? It has nothing to do with that. Who cares?
Yeah. Let's just stop being so sensitive and chill out a little bit here,
people
everybody.
just need to be nice. Just be nice to each other.
Yeah.
As your fellow human beings.
Yep.
It's just crazy.
Okay, we're getting kind of up there on time.
Oh, great. Now we get to do the most fun part of the thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I already talked about my life. What's going on with your life this week? Anything fun, exciting, different?
Well, the tax deadline was on Monday, so things have cooled off a little bit for me.
So you're not quite as busy as you were?
Yeah. Yep.
Has this the latest that they've extended the tax deadline?
No, last year it was July 15th, I think.
What? Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and they actually the AICPA or some groups were lobbying to have it extended like that again, but it only got extended to May 15th or May 17th this year. But I just think it should be based upon your birthday or something. That way, because accountants, I have a lot of friends that they work till they don't even go home.
Man, that's crazy.
But,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and then I've just been focusing on the travel trailer.
Which, by the way, I actually filmed him tonight talking about various things that he's done to the trailer. I'll be posting that on my blog soon, writefromkaren.com, WRITE from Karen.com, if you want to come over and watch it. He's done such a great job. I'm very excited about how this is turning out. It's looking so great. Can't wait to try it out.
It is coming together. There's just a lot of details. I've been working on the kitchen area the most, and
it looks
it's just
amazing.
Just the the door handles and the magnets holding the doors and just all that stuff. Just a lot of details taking a lot of time.
Well, I think you've done such a good job.
But one thing I'm going to have to do soon is get an air conditioner put into it because it is getting too hot.
It is. Now, you did put the window in the door. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks like a little trailer now with a little window. But you're going to put a couple more windows on either side, but we're going to put that in last.
Yeah.
Because you're not
sure.
You
might be able to see that over Karen's shoulder, I think. You might be able to see it like around there somewhere. You might be able to see the trailer.
Yeah.
So we had a viewer comment last week that they could see it in the background.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And sorry if you're listening on the podcast.
Yeah. Which was a good segue to say we are on YouTube for now until they kick us off. But we're on Rumble. If you want to check us out over on Rumble, it's Right From Us. Mm-hmm. That's RIGHT from us over on Rumble and YouTube, as a matter of fact. But anyway, so I'm excited to post the video and talk about all the changes, and you've done a great job. You're not a carpenter, but you've been doing so much carpentry and kind of manipulating the cabinets that you have gotten into making it work for us. That's pretty impressive.
I have watched my dad build a lot of stuff over the years.
You are very good. Yeah, it looks fantastic. I learned a lot from my dad. Yeah. Looks fantastic. You should be proud of yourself.
Yep.
That's not something I feel like a lot of people can do. Definitely not me. I'm useless when it comes to that stuff. I don't even know what half his tools are.
So we got some questions?
Yeah, I guess so. All right. These are hypothetical questions. I don't even know if I could answer that one. If you were a transformer, what vehicle would you turn into? It's kind of a strange question, but would you turn into something more like playful or more useful? I don't know. I'd probably transform into something useful. Playful. like a
I
hot
would-
rod or something
I would be
fun.
something useful.
I know you would. I
Like
know
a
you
pickup
would.
truck,
Yeah.
4x4
Right.
pickup truck.
That's exactly
You
what I
know.
thought you were going to say. Yeah. What laws would you abolish if you could, and what laws would you create?
I would get rid of most taxes for sure.
For sure. Whatever it took to get the government out of our lives
Yeah.
for the most part. Because you want some government, but
Yeah.
you don't want as
Yeah.
much as we have
And
now.
regulations, just all this stuff that
all the red tape.
all these. There's so many government agencies, and all their rules are conflicting with the other agencies' rules.
Yeah.
It just needs to be simplified.
Yeah. And would you create any laws if you could?
Probably not. I'd probably get rid of about half the laws we have.
I think that if I were to create any laws, it would be to get rid of government out of our schools. Give it back over to the parents. Have the parents run them. Kind of like a co-op for homeschool kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I think that
Yeah.
would really just benefit the kids. I don't know. Some of these are kind of strange. If you could design a planet, what would your perfect planet look like?
It would be all beach.
Oh, that would be great.
I always thought it'd be pretty neat to go
I don't know. I think Earth is pretty great, actually.
It is awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. God's creation. He did pretty great.
Yeah, it is pretty.
Too bad that humans are messing it up.
Yeah. I always thought it'd be pretty neat to go somewhere for like the summer, like cliffs overlooking the beach or something like that.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can do that. We were
Yeah.
actually talking about that at dinner tonight, how it would be fun just to get into our trailer and travel the country for a month or even a year. Just go wherever, no agenda, just pack up and move whenever we felt like it.
Well, when you get fired for not getting the vaccine in the fall, there we go.
We might have a chance to do that,
Yeah.
but that would be amazing. Then we could do like travel vlogs and post a bunch of pictures, and
Yeah.
that would be awesome, actually. Do you ever watch any of those videos of those of people that live out of their vans and do cross country? And
I've seen
it's
some
really
of those. I've seen some of
interesting.
those. Yeah.
What a freeing! I bet it's hard though. It'd probably be kind of a hard life, but it also very freeing.
I watched that one couple that they live in a sailboat.
Oh yeah, they're
And
cute actually. A
yeah, a really cute couple. They live in a sailboat. In some ways it looks great, but in other ways it looks like it really is
Oh,
hard.
because they do a good job of showing all the work they have to
Yeah.
do, but they have to scrape off what's it called, barnacles, off their boat, and
yeah, and then when they get to their destination, they have to get on their little boat and go in and buy groceries, and take their
Right,
laundry. It's just
right.
like, wow, that really is
that would
complicating
be
life.
a very hard life, very labor-inducing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, wow, think of all the fun that they're experiencing. That would be cool. Maybe one of these days we'll do it, and of course, if we do, we will vlog it. That would be awesome. Would you want to permanently feel zero pain if given the chance?
Zero pain. No, pain's actually a good thing. It tells you when your
Yes.
body
That's what I was
got
going
an
to say.
issue. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, what if you accidentally chopped off a finger? You wouldn't know it
I
because you
know.
wouldn't feel it.
I know.
I mean, or potentially be walking on something that, could hurt you or whatever. So no, pain
Yeah.
is God's way of telling humans, hey, woo,
Yeah.
something's wrong.
Right.
Let's see. If every time you snapped your fingers, you would instantly be transported to a random point in humanity's timeline, would you snap your fingers? If so, how often? And I'm going to add to that. Where would you
randomly?
go? Yeah.
Randomly? No, I wouldn't want to do that.
Oh,
'cause what
to
if
a random point in humanity's
What-
so you wouldn't have any control over
I
it.
know. What if you went back to like the
Dinosaur age or something. Get run over by a dinosaur.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I would not want that.
If you could snap your fingers and control it, though, what time period would you want to go back to?
I think this is the best time period.
I don't know.
I just think about if you went back even like 50 years ago, you wouldn't have all the conveniences like a microwave or whatever.
Yeah, but if you could snap your fingers and go anywhere, you wouldn't have to stay there very long. What
Yeah.
time period would you want to just visit? not necessarily live in. I think the medieval times would be kind of fun to visit.
Yeah, but then you get the plague. And then you bring it back to the current time.
And there'd be another pandemic.
Another hysteria.
And then they trace it back to you, and everybody wants you dead.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably true. I'm
perfectly happy with the time period we're in right now.
If humans lost the ability to see all color except one, which color would you want to survive? I think for me it would be green.
I was going to say green.
Just so that you can see the trees blooming and the grass.
The green grass and the trees.
Yeah.
I think I agree with that.
Yeah, so you can enjoy nature. If you were a dictator of a small country, what crazy dictator things would you do? I think my crazy dictator thing would be to do nothing. Live your life.
Yeah. And just make people be nice to other
like you have
people.
some kind of penalty for being mean to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just throw the mean people in jail.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Some of these questions are stupid. All
right, just put people that commit crimes in jail. You know, it seems like we don't really do that these days.
Yeah.
Look at all these crimes that are going on in New York, and
man, there's a story every day, like people being stabbed and attacked just randomly, like in the subway and, well, gosh, even out in the open, just in the daylight. It's scary.
Yeah.
Would hate to be in New York right now.
Yeah. I mean, it just makes me think that, are we ever going to be able to travel to New York or any place like that again?
I don't know.
It just seems like it's really gone off the rails.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Well, and part of that's because they keep calling for the defunding of police, and they've cut the budget for police. So it's like, well, this is the consequence.
Yeah. Or was it, when we went there, was it already like that and we were just so naive we just didn't realize it?
Maybe. I don't feel like it was that bad.
I don't know.
When we went to New York, was Rudy Giuliani still the mayor at that time?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we weren't paying attention enough at that time period to really think, but I don't know. I just feel like some of these places, and like I saw a story today on Venice Beach and how the homeless are just taking it over, and it's just, unfortunately,
there was some,
they won't do anything about it.
Celebrity or rock star that lives there. Who was it? Somebody, and he was just really disappointed that he lives there, this beautiful place, and there's just so much crime going on there.
That is so sad. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have anything else, I guess. We want to try. Let's do some truth or dare. Not that we're going to do any dares, but let's see. Oh, geez. What is your deepest, darkest fear?
You know, I used to have this fear that I would be the last person left on the face of the earth. And I kind
of like that. What was that one movie with Will Smith? Oh,
I don't know that. I don't know. That really scared me. But now I think it'd be kind of all right. It's like, man, let's think all the stuff you get. You know.
Well, and think of all the things you wouldn't have to deal with.
Yeah.
All these crazy people and agendas and all that stuff. Why did it used to scare you?
I don't know. I don't know. Now I think it'd be all right.
You know, I kind of get that with you, though, because do you have a problem being alone?
No.
I kind of think you do.
I don't. Not at all, no.
Well, maybe not so much now. I think when you were younger, you did. Because, I mean, you've had a girlfriend since you were in second grade. And I feel like that's indicative of you just, like, needing a companion in your life. I don't know. It's.
I think at one time I did. It's like, now I just really cherish my alone time.
More. That's interesting that you say that.
Maybe that's something that from you that rubbed off on me.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should be okay with your own company because, I mean, you know. What do you think my deepest, darkest fear is?
I don't know. What is it?
Being controlled.
Yeah.
I do not like being controlled or told what to do.
Karen does not like being told what to do.
I do not like to be told what to do. Stay out of my face. I will live my own life. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know why. I just don't like people controlling any aspect of my life. It makes me so angry. What is your biggest regret? I think my biggest regret is not having a career. But then again, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like I've just been kind of floating throughout my life without any real purpose. Whereas you, I admire you. You know, you went to school to become an accountant. You've been an accountant your entire life. You're very good at what you do. And here I am just kind of floating along.
I
feel like a loser a little bit in that respect. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
I mean, you raised a family and everything else and graduated from college.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I haven't really done anything with that. Maybe I can now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't really have any regrets, really. I mean, maybe the only regret would be that I shouldn't have been I should have taken more time to enjoy life along the way.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I think that you...
But I'm making up for that now. So
you are. And you know what? I'm really glad, because you don't understand. I didn't find out till years later, but when he worked when he was a CEO of a company for a long time,
CFO.
actually, CFO for a decade, right? A little over a decade.
Yeah.
I had no idea how stressed out you were.
Yeah, it was basically an impossible situation.
And so I see now, in comparison, how much more relaxed and happy you are.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Okay, a couple more. How are we doing on time?
We're getting up there.
Okay.
We're okay, though.
Okay, so let's do a couple of never have I ever questions. These are fun. Never have I ever shoplifted.
I don't know what that means. Never have I ever.
Have you ever shoplifted?
No.
You never have stolen a piece, like a pack of gum or anything like that?
I have never stolen anything from a store. I
was thinking a store, people. I feel like he's
I was thinking about something
hairs.
the other day. Whenever I was in grade school, they had these machines that you could buy little packets of paper from.
Oh yeah.
And I figured out how to
manipulate it and get more paper.
And get the paper out, because I needed paper, and I did steal some paper. And let's see, I would have probably been about 4th or 5th grade then. And then also, my dad used to have a store when we were kids. And I don't really think this was stealing, but I figured out a way to get pop out of the pop machine at his store without paying for it. So you could kind of jiggle the pop bottles, and you could make them bypass the mechanism. So I did do that.
Kevin's dad, are you hearing this? Did he know you did that?
I don't know.
Oh, he does now. I have never shoplifted intentionally. Now, I've come home with something I realized I didn't pay for.
What was that?
And I didn't go back and pay for it. Oh, something small. Like
I think we got those seeds at one time.
Yes,
Didn't we get some seeds?
It seemed like something fell through the cracks.
They were so small that we
Yeah.
We didn't scan. We forgot to scan them.
Like it was somehow got stuck in the cart, and then we realized as we got out to the car, oh, we didn't pay for this. And no, we didn't go back in and pay for it.
I think though on the seeds we looked at our receipt and we had actually scanned it. So we
But no, I've never intentionally shoplifted. I don't think that's right. But never have I ever fainted.
Have you?
You know what? I don't know. I know for a fact you have.
I fainted about once every 5 years.
Scared the crap out of me.
About once every 5 years, I've fainted. I don't know why.
Well, one time I think you were really sick. You came down with a really high fever or something like that. And you were a little delirious. And then one night, not too long ago, I woke up to a loud bang, crash. I came in here and he was on the floor in the kitchen. And he's like, I don't feel good or something like that. I don't feel right. So I took you back to your bed and put a cold cloth on your head.
I think I just got up out of bed too fast and the blood never got to my brain or something.
Yeah. I feel like you have low blood pressure.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and that will make you faint, by the way.
I do have low blood pressure. That's what they always say whenever I get my blood pressure
And I feel like
checked.
your heart rate's really low, too, which it's good in some ways, but in other ways it can make you dizzy, lightheaded, and it can make you faint. Never have I ever hitchhiked. Never. Never. I wouldn't even think about it.
I have.
Was that in Oregon?
Yeah.
Was that back in your missionary
Uh-huh.
on your missionary year?
Yeah, we would hitchhike, occasionally to get places.
Weren't you scared?
No,
'Cause
not
you
at all.
never know what who's
No,
gonna.
not at all.
'Cause
And
I feel like,
one time we either our car ran out of gas, and we hitchhiked to the gas station and hitchhiked back to our car.
did you really?
Yeah.
Of course, that was back in what was the time period of that though?
1980. I would have been.
Yeah.
I think I was 18.
I feel like that was more innocent times. That like today, would you do it today?
Yeah, no.
People are
I don't
nuts.
know. You just get an Uber now.
There's a story about this guy that picked up this African American couple, and because they had a flat tire, and he was a Jewish man. He picked him up to be a good Samaritan because they had a flat tire. Took him someplace to get their tire fixed, and they repaid him by beating the crap out of him because I guess they found out he was Jewish. Those are the times we live in now. That's a recent story, by the way. So that is the reason why I would never contemplate ever getting into a car with someone that you don't know. It's evil.
I don't understand that.
It's evil. There's no other explanation for it. It's evil. I don't know. It's evil. People have lost their minds. Never have I ever been arrested.
I have never been arrested.
Neither. Me either. Have you been inside of a police station?
Yes, I've been to a police station before. Let's see, we had to report something one time. I don't even remember what it was. I had to report something at the police station.
I don't think I've ever even been inside a police station, actually.
I don't even remember what it was for, but I've been to the police station before.
Huh, that's weird. So were you reporting something?
Yeah, reporting something.
Huh. Like a crime or an accident or?
I don't even remember what it was.
Huh. Never have I ever gone surfing.
I have not surfed. I've never surfed.
Same. Never surfed. I am kind of scared of the water, actually, especially water that's over my head because I'm not a very good swimmer. So I'm not, which is weird because we like to go on cruises, but yeah, no, I don't. No, I don't like a lot of water stuff because I've got
one of those little skim boards when we got to the beach, and sort of that's kind of like surfing.
I guess.
But not really like with a surfboard.
Yeah, no, not really. Never have I ever been electrocuted. Ooh, you have. You have.
I don't know what you consider electrocuted. I've been shocked a lot.
Yeah.
And my mom tells me this story that I would stick a knife in the electrical outlet and go, ouch, 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 ouch.
Were you just wanting to find out what would happen? I can see you doing that, though, actually.
I have been shocked a lot, though. I work on electronic stuff, and I have been shocked a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and you do some wiring and stuff, too. You're good about that.
Yeah. I actually saw a guy get electrocuted one time, really electrocuted. He was on top of a roof. I was at a business I worked at. He was up on the roof putting tar on the roof, and there was these low wires that came into the business, and he put his pole up like that and hit the wire, and I heard it go, and he fell over, and we called the ambulance on the guy, and he was taken away in an ambulance, but I think he survived.
Wow, that's terrible. That would be shocking.
That would be shocking.
See what I did there?
It was shocking, that's for sure.
Never have I ever gotten stitches. I definitely have had stitches before in my forehead when I fell out of my car. I know that's a whole story. I'm not going to go into it.
You don't want to go into that?
I don't want to go into it. I was an idiot. Just suffice it to say I was an idiot. I fell out of my car. Sunglasses busted on my head, and I looked like Frankenstein for quite a few weeks. I've had my abdomen cut open, and I've had staples. But other than that, and of course you had your motorcycle accident, and
I don't think I've ever told you the story about the first time I got stitches.
I don't think so.
See that scar right there?
What?
See that?
Yeah.
When I would have been probably 4 or 5.
I think I ever noticed that.
Yeah. Huh. I had a fight with Brady Lovelady.
What?
And
you were in like in a fist fight?
yeah, a fight with Brady Lovely,
Kevin.
and he bit me on the lip.
Oh my!
He
and
bit
how
me.
old were you?
I would have probably been 4 or 5.
Oh my
He bit me on the
gosh.
lip, and I had to go to the doctor and get stitches right there.
Huh?
So I got a scar right there.
I'll be darned.
Do you see it?
I can see it now that
Yeah.
you pointed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then let's see. I've had stitches for my accident. I think it was 100 and something stitches.
Was it sutures or was it staples?
It was staples, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think you've had sutures,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was
Stitches?
staples.
Yeah.
Let's
Which
see.
I guess is basically the same thing. I mean,
It seems like there's another time I've had stitches, like actual stitches, but I can't think of what it was.
I actually like removing staples. They're kind of fun. It's kind of fun to remove staples from somebody.
I don't know how you can stand doing that.
Not so much.
I don't know how you can stand it. Do you remove stitches too?
Sometimes, but not very often. Because luckily, the doctors I work for favor staples over stitches.
You had stitches one time in your hand. Remember that one time you
Oh
cut
yeah, I did.
Karen was cleaning a glass.
Oh, it's on this hand.
And it broke when she was cleaning it and
just
cut.
broke around my hand.
Yeah, and then she went and got stitches, and then 2 weeks later you took the stitches out yourself. Remember that?
Yeah, because there were
you
only a
did-
few of them.
Yeah, you didn't want to go to the.
Yeah, because like why? It's just like 2 stitches. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway.
Okay,
Never.
we're getting really up there on time
Okay.
now.
Two more questions. Never have I ever gone hunting.
I've gone fishing, of course, a lot, and I really have not gone hunting, but I've gone out shooting before. And really, when I was like about 12 or 13, going out shooting shotguns, probably should not have been doing that.
Ooh. Times were different though back then.
Yeah.
People
but
were
I
not
mean,
as sensitive to
yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
I've never shot a gun. I would like to learn. I
We
would like
should
to
take
learn.
a CCW course or something.
That needs to be on our list of things to do, is to learn how to shoot a gun. Because unfortunately, I think it might get to a point where you have to defend yourself. So
Well, it's just a good thing to
be best
able
just to learn how to handle them correctly.
Yeah, it's a good thing to know how to do it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But never gone hunting, obviously. I've never shot a gun. Never have I ever gone vegan. You like your meat too much. There's no way.
Yeah, I think I could do it now, though. I mean,
I think you could probably
my
do it now.
metabolism has really changed in the
my
last 10
gosh.
years.
You
but
guys, when we first got married, I mean, you were just, I've never seen someone get so
I was always
hangry in my life.
Always hungry.
He was like a different person when he'd get hungry.
Yeah, I was always hungry. Now,
No, you're not
as
like that
much. I
now.
think I could probably do it, but
Yeah.
why? Meat is so good.
Yeah, I could definitely be vegan. I don't care that much for red meat. So I could definitely go vegan. Don't care that much for fish. I do like my chicken. But no, I never have gone vegan. I think I could, though.
Want to try going for a week without meat?
Done.
Really?
I could do it, no problem. And we could eat substitutes like, there's all kinds of things you can eat when
Tofu?
you're vegan. I actually
Well,
wouldn't.
cheese. Can you eat cheese when you're vegan? Wait. There's
Wait,
vegan,
and then there's,
vegetarian, and there's vegan.
That's
Vegan
true.
is like you can't eat anything that's even
Like animal
remotely
processed, right?
related to
Like
it.
it's all plant-based.
Yeah, like you can't eat butter or
Yeah, because it's dairy.
oil.
Eggs. You can't eat eggs because it comes from a chicken.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that.
I don't know if I could do that, actually, now that you say that.
You could just eat
I like my
just
eggs.
vegetables.
I guess.
Hmm.
I really don't know, actually. Maybe we don't even know what the definition is, so it's hard to answer that question. Okay, we probably should stop there. We've been kind of getting up in time, but so that concludes this week's podcast. We sound so official. So thanks for listening, as always. Appreciate your patience and
thanks
time.
for putting up with us again.
Yeah.
Thanks for
appreciate
listening.
you guys tuning
and
in.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we've had some really nice comments lately about, hey, I'm liking what you're doing. And,
Yeah.
they notice when we're gone, when we skip a week or something. So it's just kind of nice to hear from you guys and appreciate your time. So thanks so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.